You notice how much richer a cup of coffee takes after a big win? You know how good it feels to wake up when people tell you your team is going to be one and done, and yet you wake up the next day and they weren't. Good morning, friends. I'm Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and let's get open for business. On this Sunday morning, I am actually so happy this morning as we do our Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys report, because you know I've been telling you guys you cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. Things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning, so you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. I'm going to crow a little bit. I'm going to crow about my Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not going to give you that fake juice that you get from a Skip Bayless. And you guys can hate me for talking about Skip Bayless, but I'm sorry. I didn't take Dak Prescott's autographed mini jersey and throw it in the trash. I didn't say that Dak Prescott was trash cut. I didn't throw him under the bus. I didn't say this guy sucks, he doesn't have it, get him out of here. I didn't give up on my team when they were low, because when they were 3-5, I said, listen, football is like no other sport. Teams start off hot, on fire. You look and say, that team's got the Super Bowl. But I'm going to tell you, Super Bowls aren't won in preseason, because we've seen 4-0 teams that people think, oh, that's a Super Bowl team. They fall on their face and go 0-16, Detroit Lions. We've seen teams come out, look like world beaters, starting out 4-0, and proceed to lose the rest of the season to the Arizona Cardinals. We've seen Kansas City Chiefs start out 10-0 and fall flat on their face going into the playoffs. We have seen teams start out 0-4 and make it to the playoffs, like the San Diego Chargers. You can't predict football week to week, much less a whole season. There were so many of you out there that gave up on this team. I'm done. Not just you fans, I'm talking about Troy Aikman, one of the legendary Dallas Cowboys. Remember him saying the Dallas Cowboys need to just tear it down and start all over. Remember all of you guys and all you trolls, because I don't seem to see too many of you guys around anymore. But all of you guys that have been calling my quarterback Dak Prescott. Dak has regressed. Dak is RG3, a one-hit wonder. He's a bump. He can't make reads. He's slow to react. He can't get out of the pocket. He turns over the ball too much. And I said, listen, this guy has it. And no matter how many statistics I put up, no matter how many times I said, listen, you see this because Dak Prescott is the most scrutinized player in the NFL. Every single play, every single quarter, every single game is micro-analyzed. They don't do this to Jameis Winston. They don't do this to Matty Ice. They don't do it to Aaron Rodgers. So you think the things that you see from Dak Prescott where they show you selectively, well, he missed this guy. Oh, this guy was open. You believe that these are things that don't happen with every single quarterback. And I try to point it out that, listen, it's one-sided to get a reaction. And I said, this guy's got it. And no matter how many statistics I put up, you're manipulating the statistics. No matter how many comparisons I put, because I would compare Aaron Rodgers or Matty Ice or even Troy Aikman's numbers to where Dak is now versus a different era. How dare you compare him to those guys? Dak Prescott's not a quarterback that can put their team on their back and elevate their play and will them to win. I go through and I show statistics where, take a look at Jared Goff's numbers, Carson Wentz's numbers, and Dak Prescott. More yards, Dak Prescott. Better completion percentage, Dak Prescott. Collectively between his legs and his arm, more touchdown passes. So you know what people say? He doesn't pass the eye test. What the hell does that mean? The eye test? The eye test. You ever be around an accident where there are eyewitnesses or a trial where multiple people see the exact same thing but everybody comes up with a different conclusion? So you're telling me that statistics like 14 game-winning drives, that means nothing because what you see in your mind is he's not a quarterback. And this notion that he can't put a team on his back and elevate them, I beg to differ. He put that team on his back. 3rd down and 14? 3rd down and 14? And willed himself 16 yards in that game. Didn't throw a pick. Didn't fumble. Only got sacked 1 time. And now in this short career, where you guys want to trash the man, yeah, I'm cackling. Yeah, I'm talking smack. And I'm hoping that you trolls and you haters come in here and say something. And what I hope you come in and say is, maybe I was wrong. Congratulations, Dak. That was incredible. Because, and the whole time that Jason Garrett has been head coach of this team, you realize that he's only had back-to-back winning seasons twice. And this guy, Dak Prescott, was the one leading them. And it's now 3 seasons in a row. Playoffs, 2 out of the 3 years, and division championships. Winning season every year. It may not be the way you want to win, but I'll take these wins any day of the week. And Cowboy fans, just stop. Just stop with the negativity and stop for a minute and smell the roses. Everybody worries so much about what might happen. We might lose the first game. Oh, Jason Garrett's going to make a boneheaded call. Scott Linehan's going to call a terrible game. They're going to make fun of us with Stephen A. Smith. Because every time during that game, I'm looking at all these comments, and shout out to all of you people who came in there. Every time we do something, it was like, oh, here it comes. It's like you guys are just used to being beat up so much that you're just waiting to get hit again. Let it go. Let it go. This team has nothing to do with the past failures. This team is a new, young, hungry team. This team, I got to tell you, 8-1. 8-1. They claw. They scratch. They hit. They don't give up. And when it's time to make a play, when you got to have it overnight or else, Dak delivers. Dak delivers. This season has changed for me. In past years, watching the Cowboys, it was always that doom and gloom that I'm talking about. You sit there and say, okay, how are we going to lose this time? Is it going to be we're score 49 points, have an interception, and lose 51-49? Are we going to be up 26-3 at halftime and somehow allow the other team to come back and win? Are we going to be up 13-0 against the Redskins with only a couple minutes to play and Santana Moss is going to go through and get 2 touchdowns and beat us? Is it going to be a catch, no catch? Is it going to be Aaron frickin' Rodgers making an unbelievable play as time expires? Okay, are we going to invent a new way to lose? Something that hasn't happened before? That was what would run through my mind at halftime. Going into fourth quarter, this loser mentality. This year I haven't had that. This year I have felt like this team always has an opportunity. And instead of finding ways to lose, they find ways to win. And I believe, and I talked about this on one of my night videos, the power of 4. My quarterback. We all know this is a Dak friendly channel, okay? So this is what we're launching. Jobu's got a Jobu store, Cowboy Jobu store. And I've got my Black Sheep shirt that I was wearing last night, the new ones with the Corsairs diving. I love that. That's my favorite shirt until this one. Everybody knows I've been in the tank for Dak Prescott. When I first saw him play in the Senior Bowl, because I was looking at Carson Wentz. I didn't know anything about Dak Prescott because I don't do college like Vosh does. But I saw him in there. I was like, this guy played better than Carson Wentz. Who is this guy? And I started looking at the clips. The main reason why this channel is here today, the way it is because of Dak Prescott. I make no bones about that. That is the honest truth. Because I saw that Senior Bowl, I went through and I started looking at some highlights of him. And some of the things he was able to do with moving around in the pocket, buying time, it reminded me of Tony Romo. And I did a video right then and there. I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I did that in February of 2016. And it was like, I don't know what it was, but it was just something that I saw about this kid that seemed to me, he had it. Because you were talking about a guy playing at Mississippi State and had that team #1 in the toughest conference in NCAA. The Southeast Conference, a team that almost every year has the national championship team. And it wasn't that he had great players around him. When he was drafted 4th. His tight end was drafted 6th. That's it. That's the list. He didn't have players around him. But yet this guy who took over for a guy being injured got that team in that conference ranked #1 in the nation in a school that does not win, against a conference that puts in 50-plus players in the NFL, playing against that kind of competition. You could see him run when he had to. Didn't want to, you could see. You could see him buying time in the pocket. You could see him throwing on the move. And I was just like, why aren't people talking about this guy? Because this guy has it. And from that point on, it was my mission to say, Dak. I went to that draft. I got Jobu right here on the stage at that draft. I was walking around with signs saying, draft Dak. Because I don't know what it was. It's just, you had to have it. When you know that something is right, you get possessed. And you just say, that's got to be it. We got to get that. People told me I was wrong. Told me I was an idiot. But somehow, he got here. Nobody really watched that video. It was cool. I only had a couple hundred subscribers at that point. Nobody watched that until Tony Romo got hurt. That's when people were looking for anything and everything on Dak Prescott. And a lot of you, the original subscribers of this channel, you found that video and said, that guy was talking about him months ago, before the draft. Because I believed in him, and I still believe in him. The power of 4. So, I've already ordered a couple for myself. I'm going to order some for giveaways for you guys. If you want to get any Jobu shirts, or we're working on getting some coffee mugs because we got to have the Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys one as well. I'm going to do a promo code, and it'll be 0004. Okay, and what that'll do is they'll give you free shipping on the shirts if you order them in the next couple of days. But I'm hoping I'm going to get a couple of extra ones. So hopefully, when we have an autograph signing in Chantilly, that Dak will come back again, and I will give him one of these shirts. So I want him to have it because I truly believe in it. Because sometimes it's just a will to win. There's an aura. It makes no rhyme or reason because you look at the numbers, you say, well, we're not getting all these 300-yard games, all these multiple touchdown games and stuff like that, but it's just something about it that he's got. You don't make the mistakes. You always keep it in there. You always fight, and when the game's on the line, you got ice water in your veins. Nothing phases you. And believe me, there is nobody under more pressure than this guy. There's nobody who has more eyes on him than this guy. There's no more people hoping will fall than this guy. Yet, he rises to the occasion. So I ask you haters, are you man enough to say, good job? Because all these franchise quarterbacks that you guys talk about that could put a team on their back, the Aaron frickin' Rodgers, they watched him yesterday. The big Ben Roethlisbergers, they were home watching him yesterday. And brethren, Matty Ice was home watching this guy play. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this one. It's going to be a great week. And we ain't done yet. I'm Mark Holmes with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And thank you for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. And if you want to check it out, go to Teesprings Cowboy Joe Boo store. And let's get this thing rolling. Let's get behind our quarterback. Let's get behind our teams. And thoughts and prayers to Alan Hearns, who was in surgery last night for that leg. And hopefully it will heal well. That's the other side. We'll talk about that later. I'll see you guys soon.